Hello and welcome to Overwatch Apex Season 2. I am Doe and with me is Monte Cristo as always, and we're already to the very end of the group stage. Just today and our next match day, and that's it. Groups are done.
That's right, and of course it is going to be a battle for first place here between EnVy and Meta Athena. Very simple in Group A. Both of these teams are guaranteed to go to the quarterfinals, just a matter of the seeding. However, in our second match, that's where things get a little bit more interesting because we have Misfits and Lunatic High, and we still can technically have any combination of these teams sort of getting forward into the quarterfinals. If Misfits wins 3-0, they will advance in first place, surprisingly, in that group.
Yeah.
If they get 3-1, a victory 3-1, we will have a tiebreaker on Monday to decide which two of the three teams, I should say, will be going out by round robining. And then any other results will be Lunatic High in first place and LW Blue in second place. And this is important because if Misfits wins 3-0, Lunatic High doesn't go to the playoffs at all.
Yeah, which would be insane.
It would be insane.
They've been playing really, really well so far. So, I mean, the cool thing with the matches today is that all four teams, their destiny is kind of in their own hands, right?
Absolutely.
For Group A, it's who's going to take first, which is also very important for seeding going into the quarterfinals. And in Group B, like you said, could have massive tiebreaker situations, could see teams like Lunatic High just knocked out of the playoffs completely. It's going to be an exciting day.
Absolutely. And when we think about the quarterfinals, too, just a reminder, you guys, we will be drawing the quarterfinal teams into two separate groups of four,
right.
Two first-place, two second-place seeds, and then it will be a double elimination dual tournament-style bracket. So I really like this format. There's a possibility that we see the two teams that are in the same quarterfinal group actually meet each other in the finals because of the double elimination. So it really does help get the two best teams in this tournament in the grand final, which is something that we were lacking last season.
Yeah, I mean, we had one side of the bracket in the quarterfinals where you had Africa Blue who, played well, but that was a pretty easy side of the bracket, and obviously they got crushed by EnVyUs in the finals. So like you said, this season we're going to have, ideally, much better teams moving on to the semis and then to the finals.
Yeah.
I think it's a great change. It also means we get to just see more matches, which is always good. So, yeah, no arguments from this end.
Yeah, and the semifinal bracket, too, so you guys are aware, will be the first-place team from each group crossing and facing the second-place team from the other group. So it's going to be a really tight tournament so far. I'm really excited to see how these quarterfinals play out. But the quarterfinals are going to be more forgiving in the group stages because of that double elimination system.
Yep, that's right. So our first best of 5 today is going to be awesome. Team EnVyUs taking on Meta Athena. And this is an interesting one because Meta Athena has kind of come out of nowhere. They came out of the challenger scene. They played really well this season. But now they're against EnVyUs, the reigning champions, the team that looked a lot better in their second match than they did in their first match. So while Meta Athena has been very good this season, I think they may have a bit of a hard time today.
Absolutely, and that is with Team EnVy maybe struggling a little bit in the current meta. Remember that they still don't really have a top-tier Tracer or Genji player, and they haven't looked as on point as they did towards the end of last season at times. That said, they keep going back to triple tank, of course, with time on the Roadhog, and then playing the Soldier from Harry Hook. So they've been going back to their comfort zone, and when they do that, you really get to see how good their target selection is, how good their teamwork is, their positioning is, and how well they can react and swap team compositions, especially with that Widowmaker that came out in their last match.
Right. I mean, Time was just wrecking people with that. BK Stars had a bad time, to put it mildly. But if you look at the Meta Athena side, too, there's some really good star talent there as well. Hoon, who's arguably the best Zarya we have in the tournament. And then we've got Saya Player, who's just an incredible talent at DPS, especially on Tracer. And I'm curious to see if those guys are going to be able to individually kind of give them a run for their money.
Absolutely. So here are the groups as they stand right now.
And so it's kind of like we were saying, if you look at Group A, this match is just a battle for first place in the group, which is certainly important. And then Group B, there's a chance for a 3-way 2-1 tie if Misfits wins 3-1 today. If they win 3-0, they exit the group in first place. And Lunatic High does not make it to playoffs, which is kind of shocking. LW Blue then would be in second. But, yeah, I mean, Group B is where it really could get crazy.
Absolutely. So the format, if it does go to that 3-way tiebreaker, will be round robins until one team is 2-0. So if we do a first round robin and everybody ends up 1-1, Then we go to a second round robin, and so ad infinitum until we get one team with that 2-0, one team with a 1-1, and one team with an 0-2. Top two teams will then head to that quarterfinal group.
These three teams could theoretically play Overwatch forever.
That's right.
This one, it might never end.
This is an old style of tie-breaking in these rare situations in Korea. You and I once cast a StarCraft 2 tiebreaker that lasted an additional 4 hours.
I've done multiple ones, man. I did that one with you. That was insane. And then I did one with Wolf where I think we did like 16 games or something like that. It can get crazy, so we'll see if that happens later on. Today's matches, as we mentioned, EnVyUs versus Meta Athena, and then Misfits taking on Lunatic High. And what a season Misfits would have if they're able to actually win 3-0 today, get through in first place in the group after the rough start that they had. But this is a team with so much talent, and that talent is really starting to come together now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Their practice here in Korea really did look like it had dramatically improved them when they played against Africa Red, which they won 3-0. So can they take it to that next step? Can they beat Lunatic High either 3-0 or 3-1 and keep their hopes at least alive?
It's going to be really
until
tough.
Monday.
It's going to be really tough. Lunatic High has been looking so good. I mean, they've got Who Are You now. They're an amazing Genji player. They've got Zunba on the team, who's fitting great, just like we know he would after how they played at the Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon last year. So it's going to be an epic match. And I think Misfits, if they are a little bit better than the team we saw in their last match, I think they certainly have a chance to do it.
It's a possibility. I mean, you have to say it's pretty remote because they can't even win 3-2 and make it to playoffs. So a victory in and of itself will not be sufficient, which really is heartbreaking, I think, for Misfits. But even if they can win by any standard, I think exiting this tournament with their heads held high in that very, very tough Group B that they got placed in, they got drawn into.
Right.
But, of course, tough groups don't matter because you were going to have to beat those teams to win the tournament anyway. So if you can't get out of that group, you probably weren't going to be winning the entirety of the Apex regardless.
True enough. And I mean, Misfits did 3-0 Africa Red in their last match, but, then again, that's Africa Red. The Africa team certainly taking the award this season, unfortunately, for being the most overhyped teams, I think, coming into this one. So even though they played well in that match, they're going to need to step it up yet again if they want to have any chance to take down Lunatic High 3-1 or 3-0.
Yeah, should be interesting, however. Meta Athena, going back to our first match, I'm curious about them because we've seen some good double sniper setups. We saw their Widowmaker Hanzo attack on King's Row, but for the most part, they've been sort of stagnating in triple and quad tank.
Yeah.
And I would not want to play EnVy with those particular lineups. We saw how EnVy did it at Vegas when people thought that triple quad tank was the meta, and it was a total whitewash by EnVyUs. So they're going to be really comfortable playing at it. And I think we have to see more double sniper stats, something else coming in from Meta Athena today.
Yeah.
엔비어스를 세계 왕좌의 자리, 그 가장 높은 꼭대기 자리에 앉혀놓은 게 바로 타이머거든요.
그렇습니다.
앉아요.
네. 세계 1위 팀의 위험인가요, 이게?
The last opponent will be Meta Athena, which I think is the hardest opponent in the group.
가찬이십니다.
챌린저스 전승 그 기세 그대로 현재 승승장구 아직 메타를 본인들이 쥐고 흔들고 있어요.
We know that they have a really smart, aggressive playstyle, and they have really good combinations with ultimates.
엔비어스가 저희 상대로 어렵다고 했는데 스크림을 안 해주시더라고요. 저희가 많이 경계가 되시는 것 같습니다.
Even if we screamed Meta one day before our match, I don't feel that would make any difference. It would just give a good view of their skill level.
타이머 선수의 딜러 폭
I think Roadhog is the best, of course.
약점이라고 생각합니다. 다른 팀에 비해서는 딜러 폭이 좁기 때문에 그쪽으로 잘 파고들면 구멍이라고 저는 생각합니다.
I would love to learn Genji and Tracer more myself.
벤지 트레이서 팔아 못하면 좀 어떻습니까? 위도우뱅크 이렇게 잘하는데요.
그럼 훨씬 좋네요.
그러네요.
매번 경기에서 그랬던 것처럼 상당히 아주 파격적인 휘몰아치는 스타일을 계속 이어나갈 거예요.
We're experimenting a lot, and then during a match, we improvise so much with different characters, and we just feel like this might work. Let's play this.
아예 경기를 지지 않고 있고
네.
이 메이저 무대에 올라와서도 패배를 모르고 정말 쾌속철주하고 있어서 4강 결승까지 이상하지 않을 팀이라는 생각이 들 정도.
저희 메타 팀이 3대1로 이길 것 같습니다. 아무래도 챌린저스 때부터 이제 쭉 이어오던 연승과 일부 경기 오면서도 계속 승리를 유지했고
If there's no wins in those 18 against top 5 Korean teams, you can't really say that even though they have the 18 wins, it's fine if they want to underestimate me, but I think they're gonna be surprised.
Well, Taimu's dancing skills may not exactly be as good as his Widowmaker skills, but we're not here to see him dance today, are we, Monte Cristo? We're here to see those sweet headshots.
Well, and speaking of those sweet headshots, when you take a look at the players on VK Stars, players like Bunny, who are very good Tracer players that he was out playing in the back line, that's when it goes to show you that, yeah, you can say, okay, EnVy doesn't have the best hero pool right now for this meta. They're not, and they haven't been a very diverse team. But when you can simply destroy the alleged counters, and when those counters are being played by other star-level players, do you need to be diverse?
I mean,
that's the question, right?
If you're a Widowmaker, and suddenly you can handle the Tracer and the Genji, then suddenly, what do? How do you fight that Widowmaker? And that's kind of the question that a lot of people have had when they're playing against EnVyUs. Of course, Harry Hook's spending a lot of time on the Reaper recently. They've had some pretty successful attacks, but you and I were talking, you're not as big of a fan of the Reaper.
I think the Reaper is a crutch sometimes for a team that isn't very good at playing Tracer. But that said, Athena is a team that is good at playing Tracer, and they have also been using a lot of Reaper, but in conjunction with Tracer. If we look at their control maps, they're 3-0 on control, so a good match here for Athena probably starts with a victory on map 1. And they love to run Tracer Reaper with some short-range tanks. And they really do fight a in-your-face, brawly style of control that's been very effective for them.
Yeah, and another thing that I feel like you have to mention is that they don't make a lot of hero swaps. They don't seem to have a ton of versatility, but when they do it, it seems to work fairly well. When they do it, they, like for instance, they went Widowmaker Reaper on Hanamura if they were having a hard time on point A, and they made it work. So they have the capacity to adapt. Now, all that said, for Meta Athena, I still think this is going to be an incredibly difficult match for these guys.
Yes, absolutely. Again, they do, except with flashes of brilliance, seem stuck in an old meta. They are going to have to change things up today.
Yeah.
Especially, even though we have seen Saya play around that Widowmaker and playing some more long-range compositions, if you let EnVy play on non-control maps, the Widowmaker and the Soldier against you, you are going to have a hell of a hard time even approaching with a payload on them, because you're not going to outplay them by diving them, and you have to be able to counteract that at range, it would seem.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see what they're going to bring, because, I mean, Libero, we've seen him play things like the Pharah, we've seen him play things like the Mei as well, and so we've seen these little, instances where they've gone outside what they've normally played, but I think today is a match where they're going to have to do a lot more of that, and we're going to take a look at the most picked by the players in this tournament. Not a huge sample size, of course, but, of course, you don't even need a graph to tell you Saya player plays on a Tracer.
Yeah.
He's a master.
He is a master, and Changshik coming in today, so we'll see what his performance is going to be like.
Yeah, new tank for Meta Athena. That'll be kind of interesting. We'll see how he does. It's an interesting match to throw in one of your newer guys, too.
Yeah, risky, to say the least,
Extremely.
but at least they're guaranteed that playoff slot, so
yeah,
always not too terribly much on the line if you're confident making it out of your group in quarterfinals, even if you are going to be in second place.
I'm worried that Taimu's feeling the beat so much he's about to become a Lucio main. Like, no, Taimu, you have so much to live for.
Harry Hook unbecame a Lucio main.
That's
He
right.
had too much aim.
Yeah. Well, you're not to that Lucio main age yet. You have to get up there with Internet Hulk. And then it's time to pick up the Lucio. I know how you feel, man.
Hang up the pistol and pick up the headphones.
That's right. Yeah,
That's what we did.
Pick up the Sound Blaster. Absolutely. It's so true. It's true. Lucio is really the representation of casters in the game.
It's true. It's the step between being a pro player and being a caster.
And then the retirement home. But in the meantime, there's Lucio. That's right. Well, we're starting things out on Ilios today. I feel kind of depressed now, but it's okay. Lucio's a cool character, right? Right? He's cool.
Yeah, he's a famous DJ, though. He's very cool. Don't worry.
Oh, there you go. He'll never get to play another show again, though, if he just keeps fighting. But he just can't stop killing.
It's pretty grim for a DJ, actually.
I know, right? When he started dropping the bass a bit too fatly. So there you go. It's my first new word for the day. Keep tuned for more. I'm sure they're coming. EnVyUs versus Athena, game 1. Let's go to it. All right, it's time to get it. It's yet another day of getting it here on OGN, Overwatch, Apex. We're starting things off in the ruins, a place where there should never be any combat of any kind.
Ruining priceless archaeological artifacts.
They're literally ruined ruins now. Or they will be.
Well, Doa, Taimu on the Widowmaker, and this is something that a lot of teams actually like to play on ruins, given the long sight lines.
And that's right. I forgot to mention as well, too. We're actually playing this on a tournament realm today.
That's right.
Don't have to worry about the live service shenanigans, and it means that the players are able to use emotes and whatever sprays they want, too.
I'm so happy about this.
Which is great. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it was
No,
awesome.
it was very important.
Unfortunately, they still can't use emotes, but we'll get there someday.
I'm okay with that. I think the sprays are funnier, honestly.
Yeah? Well, I expect we'll see them put to good use. Time on the Widowmaker already. Wants to put that to good use.
Well, this makes sense.
Early shots.
Athena actually not going to be running the Reaper here, so they have put Libero on some long-range damage, but Harry Hook going to just headshot Saya player right out of the gate.
Yeah, no kidding. Saya player going down really early is bad. Oh, there's a kill on Chongsik, the new tank. Falling almost immediately as well, and Taimu approaching. EnVyUs looks like they're going to claim the point early, and there goes Libero. There goes Hoon.
Okay.
Wow, can this one just already be called? Are we allowed to do that?
No,
30-second match? Okay.
I mean, that's very impressive, but
It's
this is what we expect. And I like Envy. They've taken the, instead of the Soldier, the McCree here, just so they have the flashbang for the backline. And we're going to see mirrored compositions, more or less, coming through, except for, of course, the Winston from Mickey.
The gauntlet has been thrown, and Saya player is going to pick it up and say, you know what? I can hit the headshots, too.
Wow, this is going to be a very interesting sniper duel, as it turns out. Saya player has put up some impressive Widowmaker games in the past, but they're staying in this field of columns right now, outside of line of sight for the most part. So Harry Hook is going to actually just kill Saya player. Okay.
All right, flashbang immediately onto the nano boosted Hoon, and Hoon shields himself, but he's not really getting any damage done. Everybody's got their, well, Harry Hook's got his ultimate ready to go. Libero killed with the flashbang, which is a little bit ironic for a
McCree,
yeah.
McCree and McCree battle. Well, that looked
another chapter that Lance Morissette's on. Another chapter,
verse. There you go. Well, throughout all of that, we did see the nano boost from Chips go on to Mickey as he tried to mop up players, but Hoon, they wanted to get that graviton down quick by putting the nano boost onto him, but he didn't get much time. He was stuck behind that Reinhardt shield and hit by Chips Hines' grenade nearly immediately.
Saya player still looking for that shot onto Taimu, but right now he's got to run away from Mickey, and he's not going to make it very far. Libero does take down Taimu, though. Looks like he may have gotten the reflect there. We'll see. Now the sound barrier comes in. Is the Deadeye activated? They tried to trap him in Hoons. Oh, that's a nice Earth Shatter from Chongsik after the Graviton Surge comes in, and Athena, they may actually win this one and grab the point for themselves here.
So finally get that Graviton Surge down, overcome that sound barrier, and we did see the Sleep Dart hit Chongsik on the side, but it timed out. They didn't know he had Earth Shatter, so the combo of CC was there. Pretty big commitment. Only Libero of an ult of consequence coming up in the next few seconds, and they have a nano boost to work with right now.
Oh, we got him through the bush. Are you kidding me? He doesn't even need to see him.
This is
How
amazing.
in the world? How is he so good on this hero? Breaks my brain, man.
We have more frontline wars here, but Hoon is actually trapped within the Winston bubble. And Charge going to come on through, so
that's right.
Chongsik will be going down eventually close to his base as Internet Hulk mops him up, but they've kept the point. So Meta Athena throughout all of that has actually maintained that control. And the boost targets are the same, Hoon for Meta Athena and Mickey for Envy.
So both Widowmakers have used their ults, so both teams can see each other at this point, I believe.
Got a Dragon
kinda
Blade though, so work their way up to that ultimate, and Libero, no real support for it, no sound barrier.
Oh, Taimu in trouble. Gonna get cut down. Ooh, not by the Dragon Blade, not quite yet. Saya player going down too. They lost Harry Hook. Libero still looking for more, can't find any kills at all.
I mean, Coco's
That
killing
Dragon Blade.
everybody though with the help of Mickey. They just jumped onto the back line and
Yeah.
took out the Widowmaker and the 2 supports, so
Wow.
making it easy. And Mickey has this Winston, which really just excels against the Genji and the Widowmaker if you can actually approach that back line, and he's going to give a fist to the face of Hoon, and that's a very desperate Earthshatter, but he's going to need it as he comes on to the point here with only 5% remaining.
Yeah, 97-98. Athena gonna have to try to take this one back in overtime. Taimu's still looking for a few more kills. He's very far up, but he gets the headshot onto Chris. Libero taken down by the Deadeye in the meantime. And EnVyUs looks like they've got this one. Ruins goes their way.
Wow.
Whoa.
Some amazing play there by Envy.
Yeah.
And we saw the swaps and the attempts at an adjustment from Meta Athena. They tried to match the McCree and the Widowmaker, but were sort of outplayed, and they never really had a lot of pressure on Taimu because Hoon, who has played basically exclusively Zarya throughout this tournament, they didn't have a Winston, they didn't have any way to really get back there, and Mickey on the monkey making it work.
Yeah, and Mickey, everyone was worried about this guy saying, well, can he only play Zarya? Or not Zarya, can he only play Diva? We knew he could play the Zarya a little bit, and now we're seeing that he's not looking, at least so far, that bad on the Winston either.
Yeah, coordination, very good for Envy. And this is sort of a must-win control here for Meta Athena. This has been their specialty.
Yep.
And we are going to see back to triple tank with the Soldier when the sightlines are not so open here on Lighthouse.
Well, if Harry Hook gets on the high ground, we've seen him be very hard to remove on that Soldier 76. So we'll see what happens after the initial fight. Hoon coming in, a little bit of early damage, kills traded on each side. They do lose chips early. Looks like Meta Athena's going to steamroll through this one.
Yeah, Noose had a really nice biotic grenade in there that helped them clean up those kills and cut down the healing, so they will be the ones getting the first cap. Saya player starting to come out towards the flank and at least harass people in some of these hallways. Getting close to an ultimate already. Harry's actually going to switch onto the McCree after seeing the triple tank Tracer composition, which has been the most played composition by Meta Athena this tournament.
Yeah, there's a hook from Taimu, gets the kill onto Hoon. Taimu saying in that pre-match interview that he felt the most comfortable on that Roadhog. Certainly has been looking good on it, of course, but this guy looks good on anything he plays. Diving into the point now. There's the bomb. Doesn't do enough damage, though. EnVyUs on track to take this point back. Here comes Meta Athena for a last-ditch effort. They have lost Libero, though, so they might just have to give it over. EnVyUs nearly flipping the point right there. Saya player trying to slow it down as Shangsa comes back in on that Reinhardt. They do get the point, and Hoon finds himself kind of on his own. Another kill for Mickey on the Diva this time around. Saya player might not last too much longer. He's so low right now, but with Chris coming in, maybe they got a chance. They're going to drop the Graviton Surge, too, but no follow-up, really.
Chips looks like he got booped off the edge there, but it's just not enough to recap that point, and
I'm coming, Chips.
will sacrifice himself to reset. Yeah, they managed to hold that for quite a bit of time before that point flipped. You could really see how the positional awareness, though, of Internet Hulk and Taimu on that approach. Saya player really didn't have an opportunity to take out that Lucio because of the interference that we were watching from Taimu's perspective, either that hook or just trying to hit those right clicks, warding him off.
Yeah.
Harry Hook in a zone right now.
Speaking of warding people off. Oh, and Athena.
His tumbleweed got stuck.
I hate it when my tumbleweed gets stuck. Should talk to a doctor about that. Coco charging in. Oh, gets
got
the
Saya player.
He got the pin on Saya player, who somehow lived. I think the
Zarya shield came in.
I was gonna say,
wow,
yeah.
that was some great heads-up play there.
Man.
Credit to Hoon for landing that shield to actually save Saya player.
Chris, I believe, booped Coco into the charge, the pin onto Saya player, who then got shielded by Hoon, who was originally the target of the pin. Crazy chain of events, but as it adds up, Meta Athena taking the point back for now.
Yeah, really good Zarya projectile barrier, though, from Hoon.
Oh, I was going to say good move by Chris, but I guess, if it weren't for the quickening of Hoon, it would have gotten his Tracer killed.
Yes.
So just just Lucio things. You're going to boop that Reinhardt no matter what. And if it runs into someone else, oh, too bad. Hoon drops the Graviton Surge sound barrier from EnVyUs as they try to stay alive. Harry Hook gets out of it. Damage coming in from Taimu, but they're going to have to back away.
Yeah, good patience there from Saya player on the the bomb there because it was very close at the end of the sound barrier, but managed to hit it at the end. Hoon was the one who picked up the kills with the right clicks, but ultimately the damage doing enough work. Good coordination on the ultimates and good patience.
Yep. Meanwhile, Sai players sneaking around. And Athena, they have quite a bit of control percent built up. EnVyUs, they really need this attack to work. Chongsik has the Earth Shatter ready to go. They're doing a ton of damage to Coco, actually. He's in trouble. He goes down. Meanwhile, the fight going well elsewhere for Athena as well. Big Earth Shatter comes in. They may not have even needed it. Athena, though, just wanting to take this one. They will. We're going to go to the third point here on EnVyUs.
Much better coordination from Athena, but these are the scenarios in which they have flourished so far. We talk about them and their control record, but so much of that has been Tracer Reaper. So much of that has been close quarters combat, and that's where they've been excelling. When we get into some of the distance, with the exception again of that one attack they did on King's Row with the Widowmaker and the Hanzo, it's been a lot weaker of coordination from them overall. So we'll see. Well here will be slightly longer range than what we saw on Lighthouse with some more open sight lines. Harry Hook's going to be on the McCree again, just in anticipation of the same stuff. Triple tank and the Tracer.
That's right. Going to the well. Welcome to well.
I think you just say welcome.
Welcome. That's a good point. And Athena coming in, and EnVyUs taking a bit more of an aggressive stance this time around. Looking for the hooks. Give us the hook. And drop him down the well. Not with that Zarya shield though. Chongsik, very aggressive charge coming in. Athena's going for it. Taimu backing away, but he's got Saya player to contend with. Not anymore. Ooh, right clicking. Goodbye, the flying cowboy. Yeehaw, you're dead. Athena, looks like they're going to take the point first though.
Yeah, and that distraction with the Tracer was enough. They removed Taimu from that fight because he was on Saya player killing duty. Meanwhile, their front line was collapsing. They got them with their backs up against the cliff. So environmental eliminations. Chris managed just to land it. And now Envy has to push back in towards this point.
Yep. Can they hold it? Harry Hook switching to the Reaper. They feel that they need it now against these tanks. Coco diving in. He's going to go down the pit, though, I believe. Yeah, nice move from Chris. He got two. Both tanks. Libero finishes off Harry Hook in the back, and wow, what a boop from Chris, rather.
I mean, the positioning from Athena so far in these last 2 points has been very good.
Yeah.
They're getting great setups around the well or around the environment. They're playing so that EnVyUs has limited maneuverability and is in a situation constantly to be pushed off by a diva.
Oh man, that's a Graviton Surge and the self-destruct. No kills from that, surprisingly, but it does keep EnVyUs from coming towards the point any closer.
Well, they get kills eventually.
Yep.
Coco will get healed up, and Chip Cyan now at full nano boost, but Athena still with an ultimate advantage here. They've been conservative, and because a lot of their kills have come off of...
Sleep Dart onto Coco. How are they going to follow it up? The Earth Shatter comes through, and Athena immediately all over EnVyUs. That one kill on Coco, but Taimu's going to push him back with a whole hog, prevent a little bit more follow-up, and either way, dire straits for EnVyUs so far.
They got to push in 0% for Envy. Athena has just been the lords of these choke points.
Nuss just used EnVyUs' own trick against him with that sleep dart onto Reinhardt as he walked past. There's another Earth Shatter coming in from EnVyUs this time as they try to fight it back, and they're going to get a little bit more ground going this time, and it looks like they're finally going to get some control percent building on this one.
Finally do. Harry Hook on the Reaper takes out Hoon to end things, but 89% is a long way to go for a team that has only a Death Blossom and nothing else in the pipeline.
Yeah. And as OP as Death Blossom may seem in your solo queue games and my solo queue games,
it's not very good.
In pro play, it's really hard to make it work right now. Hoon jumping down. Lucio.
Especially with the McCree switch.
That's right. All right, Graviton Surge time. They got Coco right away. They've been good at taking him out. Nano Boost, meanwhile, onto Chongsik. There's the Death Blossom. Did I say Death Blossom didn't work in pro play? See, when I said that, what I did was give him the old caster curse, which means that
Nice.
whatever I say immediately is proven to not be true.
Very nicely
In
done.
that instance.
High quality caster curse. Well,
I know.
it changes when the nano boost is up and when you have the Zarya bubble, because we're going to see
boy.
here, even if, well, actually, if Saya there was late. Here's the thing, if Saya player had been there on McCree, and why Saya player switched to McCree was to shut that ultimate down,
Yep.
and had he been there at the start of it, one flashbang would have dealt with the problem.
Well, as is, EnVyUs getting a lot of control percent building on well here. And Meta Athena finds himself on the outside looking in.
Yeah, they've nearly caught up now. And Meta Athena still going strong with an ult advantage, 3-1, but that one is a Graviton Surge, and they're going to have to split up if they don't want to be nailed by it as they go in through a choke point. Saya player on the high ground right now, trying to land those shots. Here we go.
All right, Mickey going deep, looking for that Graviton Surge. He's going to use it. There's a sound barrier. Where's the follow-up? Mickey just dies. It didn't look like EnVyUs was on the same page with that one. Earth Shatter comes in, but again, blocked by Chongsik. Saya player now as Meta Athena goes forward. Harry Hook not lasting too long. And there's a Deadeye zoning. They're taking back the point in overtime. It's 99-89. Coco just trying to delay it for his team to get back, and they're here. Can they possibly do this? Hoon's got the nano boost now. Libero with a couple kills, though. Hoon's cleaning up. The sound barrier came in a bit late for Internet Health. Didn't know if he just got it or if it was just simply late, as he was late to the party. They're going to flip the point, and now 10% left for EnVyUs to come back and take this one again.
Yeah, it's got to be over. Hoon was nano boosted, so he has his Graviton now. Going to be very difficult for the members of EnVyUs to fight all the way back, and that's going to be it.
Yep, Graviton Surge is going to mean that they can't get there, and Meta Athena ends up winning Ilios.
That attack was really good. They had an idea that the Graviton Surge from Mickey was up, and they positioned Saya player on the high ground, so when Mickey went in, everybody else had to funnel through McCree fire from the high ground as Saya player was positioned so well. They also had the sound barrier, so everybody from NB really couldn't get to that Graviton Surge in time.
Yeah.
Mickey didn't have any backup, and so he is picked off, and that starts a snowball, which flips the point. Meta Athena, they win control. They are flawless on control this season, and NB now 1-2 hasn't been their best, but it is worth saying that NB is 3-0 on Hybrid and 2-0 on Escort. So you only need to win on Hybrid and Escort to win a best of 5 in Apex, and they've done it before. They did it against MVP.
Oh, yeah.
So as good as that game looked, this is not the specialty that NB has shown us.
Yeah, I really don't think the Envy players are going to be too concerned at this point, but a great start for Meta Athena. I mean, proving right off the bat that they can absolutely make this match close. That's what we want to see. I feel like both teams played pretty well in that game, actually, and then at the end of the day, it was just little things that caused Meta Athena to get that win.
I was really impressed with how many environmental eliminations they got from smart positioning, and they sort of herded Envy around into points where the Lucio or the Diva would just pop out and boop them into the well or off the edge of the map.
I love the sneaky nuss with the sleep dart on the Coco, too. That's what we've seen a lot from Chips High-End, actually.
Yep.
So EnVyUs should know to watch out for that, what do you think? We're going to go to Hollywood next, see if EnVyUs can tie this series up, or if possibly Meta Athena will grab that 2-0 lead, put themselves one win away from taking first place in Group A. What an insane season, or what an insane run it would be for them through the group stages to do something like that. A lot of maps to go yet in this best of 5, but they're off to a good start.
Absolutely. Excited to see what we're going to have Envy bring on Hollywood. Widowmaker on attack?
Maybe. Let's go to Hollywood, Monte Cristo, and find out. We've gotten it. It's been gotten.
We get it every map.
That's right. We always get it. Well, we don't. We actually don't get it every map. Some maps we don't get it. Some maps we're almost about to get it, and then we don't get it.
Okay.
So disappointing.
Well, hopefully today we'll get it every map.
So far, so good. Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Offensive Widowmaker from Envy.
I don't find her offensive. I think it's. I honestly don't have a big problem with her.
Really?
Yeah.
She's obviously, what a roboticist.
What do you have against blue people, Monte Cristo?
She's killing robots, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean,
She's assassinating them for being pro-robot rights.
you know, I bet.
I mean, the fact that you don't
Huh?
consider that roboticist says enough about you, Dylan.
Oh well, I mean, I guess my true colors is showing now. Robots should be playing music for me and running my video games.
Not preaching about robot rights.
That's right.
All right, I see how it is, Dylan.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, Athena going quad tank. This has been something that they have, compared to basically all the other Korean teams in this tournament, more insistent upon running. And meanwhile, EnVy, Widowmaker may not have the best luck against this particular composition, but they do have the Zenyatta, so maybe they can use the Discord Orb to get a little bit of extra damage. However, I think that this is mostly just going to be a lot of healing for Nuss on Ana and a lot of ult charge.
Might help out. Oh, they actually did get Mickey a little bit low there, or Changsik low. There's the kill, actually. They took down Changsik very fast. And now EnVyUs, we'll see if maybe they can make this into a successful push. Losing the Reinhardt is a big deal. Eric a bit low, dodges the hook coming in onto him though. Hoon losing a lot of health on that Zarya, he's out. Harry Hook getting the kill. Now they gotta worry about Chris, but he's not even on the point, so they're starting to build that control percent right away. Taimu does go down in the end, courtesy of Libero, but it looks like EnVyUs may have actually claimed a very fast point A.
Yeah, surprising, but Mickey got onto that high ground and took out the Reinhardt Changsik so quickly that everything folded from there.
It was Taimu, though, that got him low. He got a shot in when the shield was turned, and he's making that Widowmaker work yet again.
If you can turn that the Reinhardt shield, but that's a mistake too on the part of Athena. You don't ever really have to turn.
Okay, well that's that then. Man, when Taimu's Widowmaker, like she looks in the mirror and goes, "When I was a girl, I was afraid of myself." So scary.
So scary.
So good. It's a statement. Saya player just keeps trying to play this Widowmaker into Taimu too, and I don't know if that's going to work out too well.
Yeah, Harry with the flank right there before he gets on the high ground, takes a nice peek, finds a support all by himself, and now quick Transcendence pop. They're trying to get into those back lines, but there will be no Diva assassinations happening.
They just want to keep this thing moving. They just want to push the payload as fast and as far as they can, while Meta Athena is kind of on the back foot. Taimu looking for a few more shots on the high ground now. Oh, here's it. He's like, all right, good. It's 1v1 time. Let's do this.
This is great.
Oh,
well, that was smart actually to take the hook shot.
I was gonna say,
Really don't want to show your face there. You can at all avoid it, but on the defense, I just don't know how they're ever going to retake this high ground if you're Meta Athena, because Taimu has been so dominant with the Widow, and there we see the orb once again forces the nano boost out.
Oh, Harry Hook gets hit with the Earth Shatter. They didn't kill Changsik quite fast enough. Self-destruct comes in. Mickey, though, immediately very low. So popped back out of the Diva suit. He's going on a mission, though. Oh, a mission to the second floor. And death, though. And EnVyUs getting stalled out a little bit here.
Saya player back up there now.
Oh, Saya player killed Taimu that
time. Got Taimu.
Yeah.
So everything going well. Now it's going to be up to EnVyUs to retake that high ground position. Much better now for Meta Athena. We'll see how they position. Just Diva and Widow up there for the moment. And
I want to say in Widow versus Widow, it's 2-1 in favor of Taimu right now in this map. Or in this series,
tally.
rather. Yeah, I think it's important. Ooh, Coco hit with a big headshot there, courtesy of Saya player.
Picky on the Diva. Try and get inside a player's face. This is a very strange matchup in that.
All right, Nuss getting a little bit low. Courtesy of Taimu again. And Athena, the ones getting the kills, though, in this fight.
Well, they realize they have the bigger front line, so the tanks are sort of just rushing Coco right now, and they're making it work. Mickey has been up and around the sides trying to find Saya player as opposed to with the rest of his front line. So it's smart of Meta Athena just to realize they have that numbers advantage and charging on through, even though there is that soldier.
Yeah.
Taimu actually switching over to the Winston now, so we are going to see a triple tank and soldier attack.
Yeah, nano boost onto Changsik as they go in. Transcendence over EnVyUs is going to keep everybody pretty healthy. Changsik still gets a kill onto Coco, pretty shockingly. Nuss, though, going down. Counter Shadow. Shatter. Why is it so hard to say suddenly? Coming in from Meta Athena. And They try to push it back. It's a huge brawl right now. Changsik gets his shield up just in time.
It's a good kill onto Mickey before he could
it is.
resuit, though. I like the switch onto Winston because we are going to see him be able to hit multiple people with the Tesla gun when they try and charge him, as they've been doing, and it provides an opportunity for him to just go ahead, retake the high ground, and dislodge Saya players we're seeing right now.
Taimu has to back away. He does force Saya player off the high ground, though. Ooh, Harry Hook nearly getting sniped there. That was dangerous stuff. Libero with the kill on the Internet Hulk, though. And now Harry Hook coming in with the nano boost. We'll see if he can do enough. It's a pretty good Graviton Surge to help them finish it off. Libero does get a couple kills, though, and actually Meta Athena turning this fight back around again. EnVyUs really starting to struggle here in Westworld.
Yeah, Hoon hit that Graviton Surge, and actually Libero flew through with the boop to get the finisher on two members of Envy, and Saya player hasn't really been knocked off that high ground for very long so far. Taimu going to stick with the Winston for the moment, has that Primal Rage, but everything else was really used by Envy in that fight, and Meta Athena much closer to some big ults like Self-Destruct that are going to make finishing off this map in the waning seconds much more difficult.
1 minute remaining now for EnVyUs to push this payload to the end of point B. Here comes Taimu again. He gets the kill finally on the Saya player. Mickey helping out there, and now here we go. Sound barrier going down for Meta Athena, but they've lost half their people already. Taimu getting the kill on Nuss as well. The payload is finally starting to move again as Taimu makes his escape, but it's stopped again. You know, EnVyUs has to back away from it.
Not the best self-destruct there coming through, so the payload's going to keep on moving for a little bit. And Harry Hook finally with the tack visor trying to zone people out just so they can get into the doors of the studio.
I don't think Harry Hook wanted to go through the doors of the studio just yet, though. Manages to make it out, gets a really nice flank on the Changsik, does a ton of damage, too. And it looks like they may be finally able to push this payload through to point B. Cyan getting a couple bloodthirsty kills at the end there. It's pretty good, and yeah, they'll get it in just before overtime.
Taimu really held that Primal Rage for a long time until the rest of his team could get in position to take advantage of it. And they could get a definitive push off, so didn't panic when he got under 100 HP, instead held on to that ability. And now they're going to have a chance here to keep on pushing through the studio phase of Hollywood, but only a minute 15.
Taimu camping up there waiting for the Widowmaker, seeing if Saya player's still going to play it. It's not going to get a little bit of shots on the other side, too. Here comes Mickey. This is a fight they want, though. They're kind of outgunned right now. Ooh, he misses the jump through the doorway. Yeah, I was going to say, that was a bit over-aggressive for EnVyUs. They're going to have to back away now.
Well, they had the Winston bubble, so they thought they could make a clean exit, but when you miss the jump on the Winston, can't quite get out of there in time. And now they're going to be waiting for a respawn. Meta Athena working their way up to 6 ults, though. Seems very unlikely Envy's going to finish this map with only 45 seconds left. Envy in a similar boat, though, so we'll have to wait and see.
Saya player nearly has that tack visor. They're going to go ahead and use the sound barrier to try to stay safe against the Graviton Surge. Saya player coming in with the tack visor right now. So many shields, though. He's not getting too many kills, but Meta Athena, the rest of the team, getting some benefit from the damage he's been doing, and that looks like that may be about it. Only 15 seconds left for EnVyUs. They've got some ults,
everything, though, Doa. They use 6 ultimates for that defense, so actually we may see this head into overtime right now in favor of Envy because they don't have any tools. Nano boost now down onto the soldier, and the kills are going to start coming in here for Envy.
Mickey went down very, very fast. They need a bit more from Harry Hook. He didn't get a lot with that nano boost. He does get the kill on the Saya player, though. With Nuss out of the way, there goes the healing. It's just so hard to dislodge him from the car right now. I mean, the payload just had him all over. Finally, they take down him. Finally, they take down Libero. And the payload is moving.
Well, they got a lot for that. The zone on the Tracer right now doing very well. The commitment for Meta and Athena may have been too much with the 15 seconds remaining, blowing everything. It's not really in their interest as we get at least another bit of a push here coming through from Envy.
One more fight they have to win if they want to push this all the way. Here comes the self-destruct. No kills from that. Coco still healthy for the moment. Has to back away, though. They have to stay on the payload, too. That overtime bar would be down pretty much immediately if they leave it. Kills coming on both sides, but the respawn's very quick for Meta Athena. There's attack visor again from Harry Hook. He's got it. That might be enough to keep them going through the end of this. Libero, though, taking so long to be pushed out by that Diva. Oh, Saya player gets back just in time. Can they get there? It looks like they can, just barely. And EnVyUs completes Hollywood in overtime.
I was impressed there by EnVyUs' fortitude on that last push.
Yeah.
Once that initial pick went down, Hoon was the one to use the ult first, got the Graviton Surge down behind the cart, and that's when we saw the kill start to mount up. But EnVy didn't panic. They knew they were going to have another 15 seconds or so to get on the cart before overtime started, and with such a huge ultimate advantage, able to push it the rest of the way. I think had we seen that Athena been a little bit more conservative with their ultimates and just sort of stagger them down, then they probably would have had a more successful defense without a complete 3-point capture by EnVyUs.
Yeah. Still a relatively minor mistake made at just the wrong time. Cost them big time.
Well, Athena, I think, did a pretty good job of defending overall. They certainly, after a very fast point capture and initial push into Westworld, did a good job of just slowing things down, retaking the high ground, forcing some compositional changes. And EnVy going to go with the EnVy special, which is Symmetra. However, Mickey on Torbjorn is not something we're used to seeing.
Huh. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. Ooh, it's the solo queue classic right here.
Okay, so he's going to try and get some early Molten Core charge on the initial approach from Meta Athena.
And you'll notice, too, if you watch that, Internet Hulk's going to be putting those turrets a little bit far forward, too, just to get some of that early charge, because you do regain your turret charges much quicker these days.
I like how we're seeing more of a hero pool from Mickey in this particular series.
Yeah, the Winston, now the Torbjorn.
Torbjorn can work. Again, this is one of those crazy full hold compositions where if you can't break it quickly, you have a tough time breaking it at all.
Yeah, this is either going to work great or it's going to fail immediately. That's generally how these work.
Okay, that's going to be a lot of ult charge. Take a look at Mickey. 11%, 12%. Okay, so not a ton.
Well, it's still. It's about 15% he wouldn't have before.
25% looks like for Internet Hulk by the time they actually reach the main gateway. So.
Oh, I really like where he put that third sentry turret. I'm going to start putting one there too now.
So side player going to come through Cafe. They're going to take a very fast approach around the side. This is not very often that we see an attacking team be here.
Yeah. Sign a little bit low. Saya player firing from the Cafe, but he's got to go through that shield coming out of Internet Hulk.
Kills are starting to come in, and Mickey goes down very fast.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, there goes Taimu, and remember what we talked about with this. It either works great or it fails immediately. Well, unfortunately for EnVyUs, this time around, it looks like it's not going to go too well.
Well, the turrets weren't really covering Cafe because you never expect an attacking team to be able to flank all the way past the car and into the doorway. But because of that, a lot of the static defenses that were placed down by EnVy were not useful on that fight. And indeed, because the Soldier Saya player was on that high ground, didn't do much. So Taimu now going to be switching over to the defensive Widowmaker.
The defensive Widow on this stage tends to be a lot better than the offensive one, just because you can get to that high ground a lot more easily. It's much easier to fire down than up in this case. So not too surprising to see him use this where he swapped off of it onto the Winston last time. You gotta worry about that Diva though.
Well, Vicky actually picks up a kill onto the support. Again, an aggressive play using that nano boost onto Hoon in the front line, but
a Saya player uses Tac Visor, they didn't get a lot out of it.
Now basically just equalized. The difference is Meta Athena committed 2 ultimates to that, and EnVyUs didn't commit any. So nice hold there. Initial nano boost not going to work. Follow it up with Tac Visor. They've got to push off of this one.
Yeah. Hoon has the Graviton Surge in case he wants to use it. Still about 4.5 minutes. They're going to grab Harry Hook off the top. Wow, just used that to take down Harry Hook apparently. Wanting to get rid of that high ground hazard. Coco taken out as well, so they're going to chain that into a successful team fight, and they're going to keep this payload rolling.
Yeah, Harry Hook has had the Tac Visor though, so actually worthwhile trade when you can successfully retake the high ground. Nice positioning on that Graviton Surge. We don't see that very often, but just enough to pull players who are raining hell down from above off the lip of the building.
I like it. If you're sending the Diva after the Widowmaker, you might as well just do something like that to get rid of the Soldier 76 and keep pushing. Libero actually killed Coco with a self-destruct there somehow. Here comes EnVyUs. Back on the defending fight again. Harry Hook with the nano boost, but he's had to run and hide. Hasn't gotten a lot of use out of it. Kills coming in for both sides, but EnVyUs again suffering a little bit in the defense.
Well, the flanks have been so good, and a lot of credit to Libero as a player who has been so successful when it comes to shutting down EnVyUs' DPS.
That was a very optimistic tack visor. Yeah, even Saya player saying, nope, that was not a great time to use that one.
I tried to get that one cleaned up. Yeah. So Taimu now on top of the buildings again, looking for reinforcements.
Yeah.
But Meta Athena push has been slowed down pretty dramatically now. Only one player with 50% ult or more, so this is going to be pretty slow push.
You can see Harry Hook taking up a position that he's able to defend Taimu with as well on the roof. Some nice teamwork there. As Taimu still has to duck off, but he did use his ultimate. They know where everyone is. Libero still gets a kill into Harry Hook, though. They've been so good at dislodging people from that roof overall. Taimu gets the sound barrier. EnVyUs trying to chain that into a team fight win. Taimu looking for a bit more. Trying to find one to Chris here. Lucio super annoying. Oh! You got booped. Hurts bad.
Couldn't hit the shots onto the Lucio. Lucio knew he was low after that sound barrier fell off.
Yep.
Chases him out of harm's way, and they will be able to push it. 3:40 left to get that third point, so things looking good for them.
Meta Athena's looking really good in general, man. 3:30 left on the clock right now, as they have got plenty of time to take this and get it done before overtime.
Libero's positioning has been super good throughout this series. His ability to create zones on the DPS of Envy.
He's getting a lot of kills that a diva who's not named Mickey probably shouldn't be getting, but maybe Mickey has found his rival here.
Meta Athena, they took that ult disadvantage, and now they're sitting on 5.
Harry Hook, no chance there. As he gets caught with that Graviton Surge, and they've been just so good at using those to take down Harry Hook. They recognize that he's a big threat. So it's worth it just to trade an ult to get him out of the way and get that payload moving.
Yeah, maybe didn't have to use the tack visor there.
Nice hook, Taimu. They're not done yet. Meta Athena drops the sound barrier. There's the self-destruct as well. Mickey trying to get a couple kills. Can't quite make it happen though. That payload nearly there as they send in Coco. He's going to get hit with the Earthshatter though. Mickey right there though to block the damage, to push people back so they can't capitalize on the Earthshatter. Oh man, how in the world did he not finish that kill on Noon? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Just
all right.
Something a bit more
He's got his
accurate.
buddy blaster though.
Yeah.
You can take him out when he's out of the mech. Now, can they get some delayed spawns? They'll at least de-suit Libero, so that's going to be a minor win. They fall back behind Coco's shield. There's still 2 whole minutes remaining and very few meters left to go for this limousine. Okay, they're going to try and get a high ground flank around the top here. Taimu will be waiting.
Yep. Can't land the hook. Waiting for it. Oh, that's a whole team though. Yeah, you don't want to go toe-to-toe with them.
Wow,
Hoon jumps down.
This is a very intricate approach.
It is. Just trying to keep Hoon healed. He's just going to have to use a nano boost just to try to keep him up, but that's okay because Hoon used to getting boosted all the time on that Zarya. He's going to go after Harry Hook again, which he's been doing all game. He finds chips high in too. EnVyUs still holding strong for the moment, but there goes Ziana. Another without some healing. Hoon still has not been killed on the outside of the fight. Harry Hook jumping in to change all that. EnVyUs going to win another defensive fight.
I'm unsure, Doa, how Hoon got down there onto the payload because the setup was not complete for the rest of the team yet.
He jumped down really early.
He jumped down too early. It could have been beautiful, but that actually forced Nuss to come out of hiding and then jump up just to get the nano boost onto him. He was immediately grenaded, so he couldn't even heal him after that. Just when you try those pincer attacks, you really have to make sure that you're on the same page because otherwise it's too easy for the enemy team to collapse onto one of your flanks and get the initial pick. That time, not so clean from Meta Athena.
It looked to me like he was going a little bit too ham after Taimu and accidentally fell off and just decided to go for it. So yeah, like you said, drew Nuss down and drew the loss for his team.
But they wasted the nano boost there too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to let a loss be a loss and reset on your approach.
Absolutely. He's got the Graviton Surge now though. They're going to pop the whole hog immediately. Taimu not wasting any time. Graviton Surge not picking up anybody actually. Harry Hook very low though. Tack Visor doing some damage. Harry Hook does go down. Saya player having to back away, but he's going to be able to pop Mickey out of the Diva suit. Staying alive. The payload is still contested. Libero on top of it though. Mickey doing, he nearly got back in the suit, but not quite. It's close.
Charge actually solves that problem.
Yeah, nice sleep dart. Zion trying to stay alive, but here comes Chris, the killer Lucio. Can't quite make it happen. We're into OT again. EnVyUs has managed to hold it this long, but they got to hold it a little bit longer if they want to win Hollywood. Self-destruct coming in. They've got the nano boost back onto Hoon yet again as Meta Athena goes for that last-ditch effort push. Jaxic does block the self-destruct. EnVyUs coming in with the respawns again. The Earth Shatter not really claiming anyone except for Internet Hulk, who nearly escapes, but he doesn't make it. They push everyone back. They may have it right here. Nano boost onto Mickey, just tries to stay alive on that Diva as long as possible. Gets popped out of the suit anyway. It's so close. Mickey's still alive, but they're gonna do it. Meta Athena manages to push it in OT. Both teams finishing in OT.
Wow. Well, this will certainly be interesting, Doa. Reminder to our fans who may not know, if we have a draw, we will go to a single control point to decide who will be the victor of Hollywood.
Yep.
And you have to believe that with the records of these two teams and their play styles, any draw will be heavily in favor of Meta Athena.
Yeah, EnVyUs probably not wanting to go to that tiebreaker.
This is going to be really interesting. Meta Athena really pushing Envy to the limit. And remember, in Envy's last 3-2 win over MVP Infinity, they won all of the escort and assault or hybrid maps.
And they won them fairly easily too,
Yes.
honestly. This is the closest I think we've seen an escort map go for them this season.
Yeah, and Envy still has not won an assault map this season. So coming into our third map, you have to be really worried if Envy can't win this, because Meta Athena, I think, is pretty clearly the better team in some of these brawls. So, got
really upset about that last one.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so close to winning it too, but now both teams the minute on the clock. And we've got Meta Athena on the defense first. Taimu on the Roadhog, not even going with the Widowmaker this time. They just want to try to charge in and make some picks. Back to triple tank.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, actually, it's a nice fire strike right there. Takes a chunk out of Harry right off the bat.
Yep.
Falling down from the high ground now. Another nice fire strike.
Yeah, Harry Oak already done that, about half health. They had to do some healing. Nearly gets charged right there. Oh man, they took out Mickey very quickly. Not a good first fight for EnVyUs. Losing a couple people there, losing nearly everyone. They're gonna have to regroup.
That was a very convincing first fight. They tried to go through security, but Hoon was there, and Libero dashing through on this Genji. Libero is really coming into his own as a player. We've seen this guy be a great diva, great Hanzo, and now showing up on this Genji. Really a diverse flex player.
He's a versatile guy.
Roster.
That's for sure. EnVyUs making another try of it. They must make this push work. They're already nearly in overtime. Harry Hook on the McCree, though. Very low already. Oh, gets taken down by Libero on the Genji. Coco drops the Earth Shatter. This could be their chance. He's on the payload right now. Kills have come in for both sides. And now with the kill on the Nuss, EnVyUs may have actually won this fight. Libero, the last man standing. He's got the Dragon Blade. Takes down Chipside. Takes down Internet Hulk. Both supports out of the way. Still alive for the moment. He's only got 17 health, though. Can't last. Saya player does go down the McCree, but he's bought enough time. Meta Athena filtering back onto the point right now. And EnVyUs may be in trouble. Harry Hook on the Tracer, just trying to stay alive. But man, he needs to work miracles here, because Coco did go down, and that's it. They can't get back to the point. It's going to be a full hold for Meta Athena.
As expected, when you only have a minute, if you lose that first fight, you're going to be down in terms of ult advantage. But Libero showing up huge right there. If he hadn't taken out both supports with that Dragon Blade, it would have been a very different first point defense there, as we probably would have seen MB easily cap it.
Yeah. Libero definitely saved that one for his team.
I like the fact that we saw Taimu switch it up, go onto the Winston, try and be the king of the high ground and jump right into the cafe. Worked better that second time, but you have a very short time for that read. Harry Hook going to be on the Soldier. They are going to be going with the triple tank.
Okay, not messing around at all with the Symmetra or the Torbjorn this time around. He's doing the tried and true triple tank. And we may actually see Libero play this Hanzo. He's done it in the past, and he's looked pretty decent on it.
I mean, he had some amazing flick shots on Hanzo when they played it on King's Row. So this guy's mechanics definitely not in question on this particular hero. Chris will not be playing that Widowmaker.
I don't think so.
Probably just looking for an initial shot to see if they can get a lucky pick.
Right.
And then switching off. Nope, not even that. Back onto the Lucio he goes.
Libero on the Genji too, so they're actually going with no snipers.
I don't know if I like the Genji when you don't have any other dive buddies to go with him. Only the Zarya barrier to protect him if he tries to go onto the high ground.
Okay, well, EnVyUs needing to hold. They can't allow them to get a single point here. Hook nearly connects there. Libero, oh, he does get taken down. So already, Meta Athena fighting short-handed. Short ninja.
Short ninja.
They're fighting short
Taimu.
ninja.
Oh!
That Reinhardt shield is right there. Side player comes down with a flashbang, though, to follow up.
Rest of the
Gotta
team
back
there.
away.
Coco's positioning good just to make sure if Taimu did get hit by a flashbang or otherwise crowd controlled that he would be able to stay alive. Libero on his own right now reflects one of the right clicks from Taimu.
Yeah. Another hook, not connecting. They lost Internet Hulk, too. He got in there somehow. Taimu just trying to stay alive, and Aeriok just trying to stay up on the cafe, but he gets booped out. Chris has had so many good right clicks on that Lucio. Gets taken down. Man, they handled Internet Hulk well. And EnVyUs in some real trouble here as they're down 2 people, and Meta Athena building a ton of time, building a ton of control percent on that meter. Finally, the hook comes in, and Mickey with the nano boost, but now Hoon with the nano boost to follow it up. Taimu very low, getting chased out. Mickey's on the point. We're into OT, but 2 ticks already on the control meter. Hoon comes in with a big graviton surge. Hoon ults again. There's a reason this guy has that nickname, and this is why. They're going to finish off this team fight as Harry Hook goes down, and Meta Athena is going to go up 2-0 in this series.
Chris is such a clutch Lucio player. How many times has he had these game-changing plays in just this best of 5? Environmental kills, getting Harry Hook off the high ground while he has his biotic field down for an easy kill. Without Chris being this playmaking Lucio and having this exceptional positioning that allows him to use his right click so effectively, this is a very different game for Meta Athena. But now they are on the cusp of 3-0ing our defending champion Envy.
Hoon Dokung, that's his Korean nickname. It's basically short for Hoon ults again.
Yep. Very good stuff. The
You can see why.
Gung is ult in Korean, guys. So
The Gung, yeah.
So the Hoon Gungs are definitely real in this series. He has been the overwhelming recipient of the nano boosts.
Yep. Wow. EnVyUs looking a little bit stunned, and I think that reflects all of us, man. I mean, I thought this one was going to at least be a little bit favored for them, but not so far. Hoon gets play of the game at the end, and it's a well-deserved one, isn't it, too?
I'm sure it will be. And many good plays, but here's another Hoon Gung right now. What I loved about that particular, this was the ultimate where they had a self-destruct, I believe, in the front, and then they had Hoon just behind the Reinhardt shield, right-clicking on the backside. So really a bad situation either way for Envy.
No kidding. Well, EnVyUs has a little bit of a break now to try to regroup mentally and strategically and see what they bring to that assault map. But like you mentioned, Monty, they have not won a single assault map this season. So straits are dire right now for EnVyUs. They're still going to the playoffs, but there's a real chance they're going in second place in the group.
Well, Doa, they went in second place last season and they still won. So
very good point. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back for Game 3 right after this. Say about it. Thanks a lot for ruining solo queue for me for the next month, Time. Thanks a lot. That's 5 BK Stars versus EnVyUs here. And EnVyUs kind of scattered right now. They're going to send in Time with the. And actually, BK Stars gets 2 points on Volskaya.
That's right, and they actually.
But it's like still, I don't understand what to do. It's so
You
hard.
think get the 2CP is never a thing. Just go in and believe in yourself.
Yes! If you kill people you lucky, you win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy.
PL YOLO. Sometimes you win.
And sometimes you lose.
Yes!
I'm gonna try without.
Oh, it gets him! Another highlight reel in the making right here, ladies and gentlemen. See, Time was like that guy in every solo queue game where he's like, all right, we're losing, I'm going to go Widowmaker. But Time who can make it work. Oh, it hurt so bad.
He's just setting up these huge crossfires. Oh my!
What is going on here? Insane Widowmaker play. All right, welcome back, guys, to Overwatch Apex Season 2, and man, I am so hyped from that open mic thing, and I'm so hyped from what we've seen from Time on Widowmaker, but I'm a little bit less than hyped about EnVyUs overall this series, but I'm so hyped, yet again, by what Meta Athena's been able to do. They are up 2-0 in this best of 5, and there's a really good chance that they might get out of this group in first place.
It all hinges, of course, on this next map, Doa, because if Envy can win here, they still are a very strong team on Escort and on Hybrid. So if they can take Assault, there's still a shot for them to close out this series with somewhat relative ease. But losing Hollywood is definitely a wake-up call for them. They've been a team this season that's been getting by just sweeping out all of the Escort, all of the Hybrid maps, and that hasn't happened now, which leaves them in hot water because now they must win either, well, they didn't win the Control, and they have to win Assault.
Well, Volskaya Industries is the choice, but yeah.
It's a risky way to play, you know?
Absolutely. But it looks like it doesn't matter what map they're on. Meta Athena is going to give EnVyUs an enormous challenge.
I've been so impressed by some of Meta Athena's more creative approaches to these points. They're not afraid to take very long, circuitous routes around the flank to set up some of these attacks. We saw it on Hollywood. Who the hell attacks through Cafe on Hollywood? Nobody.
Meta Athena does.
I mean, when Chris is so good at controlling space on this Lucio, you can make it work, apparently. They had a good read.
I mean, he skated up the wall at the outside of the cafe and right-clicked Harry Hook off of there. Yeah, it's really great Lucio play. There's so much good stuff to say about nearly everybody on this team right now, and we haven't even mentioned Changsik, their tank, who we have not seen before today, but performing well in the Reinhardt. Let's see if they can keep it up as we go to Volskaya Industries and see if Meta Athena can get the 3-0. It's game time. All right, welcome to Volskaya Industries, where EnVyUs will either stand or fall in this best of 5. A loss here means they take second place in the group. Just like you mentioned earlier, Monte Cristo, they took second place in their group last season, still ended up winning the whole thing. But, you know, to lose at 0-3 to Meta Athena, a team out of Challenger Series, and as good as they've been, if you're EnVyUs, you still don't want to have that happen to you.
No, definitely not. Currently, Meta Athena, though, is on an 18 best-of-5 win streak, which goes back to Challenger Season 1. They were undefeated in Challenger Season 2, undefeated in their promotion, and so far undefeated in Apex. So, I mean, for a new team, this is pretty damn impressive.
This is the type of thing that really can only happen during the beginning of a new esport, right? You have this talent that just comes up out of nowhere as a team. Nobody saw it coming. You know, unless you watched Challenger last season, I suppose. But, you know, now they have really made a huge name for themselves in Apex. And if this team can stay together, they might have a pretty bright future. Looks like we might have Widow versus Widow again.
Yeah. And not a lot of good high ground control for Meta Athena, but that hasn't stopped them from winning. Just on the hook shot, gonna take the jump shot, not gonna find anybody through the window. Envy switching back to that soldier, so pretty conventional 2-2-2 composition from them so far. Side player playing very far forward.
Yeah, no kidding. Really aggressive spot for him to be on that Widowmaker, and he may pay for it. Got back into the hallway anyway, managing to push back Mickey. Not a lot of health left on that Diva suit. Gonna get to the big health pack. And that was a pretty exciting chain of events, but in the end, Internet Hulk, or rather Harry Hook, grabbing the kills. And EnVyUs with a pretty good start here on Volskaya. They may be in for a very fast point they take if they can finish off Saya player and Chris quickly.
Yeah, Hoon looks like he was playing a little bit too far forward. We didn't see it there, but initial kill onto him nearly immediately. Mickey just removed Saya player from the picture, not able to get those sight lines due to the defensive matrix in his face, and pushed off, and that's enough.
I think they made Taimu mad. You don't want to make Taimu mad in a game of Overwatch.
The question is, do they switch up the Widow now? Because Widow notoriously ineffective on point number 2, and yes, that's what they're going to do. I really don't like it when we see teams commit for too long on point number 2, and you have 7 minutes to work with here. That's plenty of time to build up several whole hogs.
Yeah, not to mention, I think you're just much more likely overall to get a pick with the Roadhog on point 2 than with the Widowmaker.
Saya player has switched over to the McCree, so a little bit of an ult reset here for Meta Athena as well as for EnVyUs. Mickey, same story on the Zarya now.
Taimu trying to chase down Libero. Actually, there was a boop on a Coco. Chris strikes again, and that's just going to be the reset from EnVyUs.
Yeah, Libero looks like he managed to boop Mickey off the edge there, and another boop coming in onto Taimu from the Lucio player. So Chris is... He has had just a ridiculous number of environmental kills this series. I don't know if I've ever seen a best of 5 with so many per map.
You haven't seen me play 5 games of solo queue. I mean, that's
okay,
why.
fair enough.
Yeah, all right. Well, if we don't include those, I'm in agreement. EnVyUs coming in again. Harry Hook booped away.
He's always there.
The Coco goes down very, very fast. Harry Hook, you got to imagine if he had been booped, he would have gotten the ultimate. They would have been able to put together a pretty good attack, but as is, they're pulling back, they're resetting again.
Wow, Internet Hulk got to go down at the end of side play. The baits are so good. So Hoon walks up, and they say, okay, well, Hoon got hooked right there. Let's pull him in, but Hoon still had the projectile barrier, and Chris is there just to take the threat, the damage threat off the high ground. Once he does that, somehow they turn it into their own kill, despite the fact that it was Envy who got the hook onto Hoon.
Yeah. Meta Athena just great at reacting so far, and here they come. EnVyUs trying to make a play. They're going to go ahead and charge the nano boosted Hoon right now. They hit him with the Earth Shatter. Harry Hook looking for some kills, trying to lay down the damage, but he's afraid to approach, and Saya player somehow gets 2 with the Deadeye. That's another reset. GG.
It's another reset. Meta Athena does have to use a ton of ults, 5, in order to hold that off. And if there's one thing that I think Envy should be taking from these matches against Meta Athena, is that Meta Athena does tend to overcommit to ultimate usage in some of these fights. And if I'm Envy, I'm thinking, hey, maybe we should start to make some dry pushes where we're not going to be using any ultimates at all, and then attempt to get to bait their ults out instead, and then take the next fight. I think that's where their heads have to be at right now if they want to get a good advantage.
Harry Hook back once again onto the Reaper. Trying to contest those heavy health tanks on the Meta Athena side of things. Hoon's just going to come over the top with a Graviton Surge. There's a follow-up, a lot of damage coming in. Changsa gets a kill on a Coco, and that's going to be another successful hold for Meta Athena. Hoon just with that Graviton Surge in the perfect spot.
That's going to buy some time for the rest of his team to get those ultimates off. A lot of charge gained by Meta Athena with only the Graviton Surge up initially. EnVy's going to have to make some big plays right now. Harry Hook onto the Reaper. At least that's something that may be able to deal with the tanks coming in from Meta Athena.
That's the idea.
Hit by a Fire Strike right there and then healed right back up. Burning down the shield.
Yep. Mickey very close to his own ultimate now. EnVyUs with a little bit to work with. They can maybe set up something like a Graviton Hog if Mickey's able to get his up in time. Very close. They're going to use a sound barrier. They're going for it. This is the push EnVyUs wants to make work. Death Blossom comes in. 2 kills already from the whole Hog for Taimu. Good start. Saya player untouched on that McCree yet. Taimu gets the grab onto Hoon. Nice hook there. And now Nuss coming in. The death parade has begun, and Meta Athena needs to try to hold this with respawns.
Well, they're going to have a lot of ults soon, though. Here we go. Sound barrier, self-destruct still available, so they could be able to hold this off.
Yeah, looks okay. Taimu, or rather Mickey, has a nano boost, still holding onto that Graviton Surge, waiting for more respawns to come in. There's the self-destruct. Not killing anybody. Mickey, though, nearly going down. He's very low. They finish him off. And EnVyUs gets just 1 tick on the control meter before they're taken care of.
Unfortunately, while Meta Athena lost that first fight, they were coming up on so many ultimates and so much AoE that they were able to push EnVyUs back off of that point. However, EnVyUs going to have another strong attack here. Nuss had to switch to the Genji, and he's going to reset his entire ult economy in doing so back on the Ana. So right now, Meta Athena still in a defensive position, even though they were able to hold. Envy just needs to poke a little bit more, get that sound barrier up, get the whole Hog and the Reaper ult available, and they'll be in good shape. Nice charge there from Coco.
That's one way to handle the Lucio. Graviton Surge going to be used by Meta Athena. Hoon gets a couple. That's going to be enough.
So many Graviton Surges, it is absolutely ridiculous. That was a great defensive follow-up. They saw the Reinhardt go in. Everybody trying to follow him gets sucked into the gravity well, and the kills picked up for Meta Athena.
Nobody knows I'm here.
A squatting fat man on your flank.
Crouching Taimu, hidden Roadhog. So be careful. Harry Hook's got the Death Blossom again.
They don't find him.
EnVyUs has a lot of ults to work with. Nearly the support ults too. Harry going deep with this one. Chris very low. Ooh, he nearly finished him off, but couldn't quite do it. Has to be careful here.
Side player picks up Taimu with the pulse bomb, so already a man down. EnVyUs gonna have to back off.
That's another reset. EnVyUs down to about a minute left. Gonna be less than a minute when the next push comes.
Oh boy, it's gonna be hard for them now.
Yes, it is.
Taimu on the Pharah. So big change right now. They see that the Tracer's out. They know that there is no long-range answer to this Pharah. So this is the last-ditch attempt. How many rockets can Taimu land? How much poke damage can he get down to be finished off by the rest of his team? And the big ultimates like Death Blossom that can really deal with this.
It's so hard to make fair work on this point. You're so exposed. Here comes Harry Hook, though. Sound barrier used. He's going to try to chew through it with the Death Blossom. Has some protection from the D.Va, but now he gets knocked down, gets taken out. Libero drops that self-destruct to push EnVyUs back, and it's going to be another very definitive team fight for Meta Athena.
Saya player instantly switched to the Soldier 76 to help out against the Pharah. He was looking at the swaps coming in from Envy, made the decision, and now he's got 50-60% ult charge. But the response was so great. Have the D.Va there. They know that the Death Loss is coming through, and this is one of the reasons why we do not see very much Reaper in competitive play right now. There are very many options to shut him down.
I mean, last chance. Taimu actually on the Genji right now. Champion he said he wanted to get better at. Saya player nearly there with the tac visor. Kills already coming in for Meta Athena. Nobody on the point to contest this one. There goes overtime, and EnVyUs going to just come away with 1 point on attack here on Volskaya.
That's going to be really rough. The initial take was so good, but in the end, Meta Athena holds for nearly 7 minutes on point B. And there are plenty of opportunities there, but as the match dragged on, you really saw Meta Athena be more conservative with their ult usage. Basically, the way they've been playing is that they nano boost the Zarya. Zarya gets Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge is used, and because Hood's placement and the team's follow-up is so good, they just use Graviton Surge, and then it is offset from the rest of the team's ultimates for the rest of the time. So it's like either Hoon is just manhandling you with Graviton Surge, or the rest of Meta Athena have all of their ults up to use when EnVyUs attacks. And that's a very interesting way to play Overwatch, is by offsetting one player's ultimate on these defensive sides, but it's been working out for Meta Athena so far.
Yeah. Hoon just so good at charging that ultimate on his own, too. I mean, when he's got the nano boost, it helps, but this guy just doesn't seem to miss a right click, always has the shields on the right people. And they call him Hoon Ults again in Korea.
The Hoon Goons have
Hoon Do-gun
have been on point tonight. So, Envy, they can full hold here and win. They can tie. We can go to a control point if Meta Athena does not take point B.
Yep.
Meta Athena now looking as, are we going to see Saya player play that Hanzo, typically the domain of Libero?
I'd be a bit surprised. Libero on the Pharah, though. That's something we've certainly seen from him in the past. But you'd have to imagine the Saya player is probably going to go on something like the Tracer again. You can? Sure? Okay, all right. That makes a bit more sense. Soldier 76, Tracer, something other than the Hanzo.
I don't think I would play Pharah on this point if I was Libero. You have to assume that there's going to be a Soldier and an Ana on the defense, which makes it a lot more challenging.
Yeah, then again, if you've got a Mercy pocket healing you, and if you can knock people off the high ground, it's going to certainly work.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise around the side here. He gets over. Nobody in his line of sight.
Had to make sure. There we go.
Did he get an E in there? No.
He nearly did. He had an opportunity, but
I'm surprised he didn't just try and knock them off the high ground immediately.
Same here. I thought that was the whole point of this Pharah, but didn't work out. Mickey able to defend Taimu a little bit there. You can still use it. But Coco going to jump down anyway. Internet Hulk very low. Now he's dead. Libero making waves with this Pharah already. Got both supports. I mean, we've seen Libero be great on this Pharah in the past. He's got 3 kills already. EnVyUs completely routed. There's the hook. Taimu finally gets a bit of revenge, but they've lost so many people. Coco with the charge, but, or no, Changsik rather, with the charge kill onto Coco. Taimu, the last man standing.
Not going to last long against the damage boosted Soldier.
Nope.
Changsik with the positioning there. And Changsik been coming up big on the positioning. I've been less keen on Changshik's Earth Shatters this series. He's missed a couple big ones, and I think he's been too eager to pull the trigger at times, but his positioning with the shield has been very good. And again, we see that able to be cleaned up, and nearly the same amount of time, about 10 seconds left for Meta Athena, but this is going to be a very difficult hold here for Envy. They will not be changing their heroes, and neither will Meta Athena. They're coming up on 6 ults, though. This is really scary. Meta Athena might just instantly win this.
It's certainly possible.
Envy needs to get a pick. Like, Harry or Taimu have to come up real big right now.
Going on the side, Libero's got the barrage. He's ready to go. Harry Hook getting pooped way far away, but not off the edge of the map like he wanted. Chip Zion has his back turned to the Pharah. That's not a great situation. Libero very low, going to use the barrage, but Taimu kills him with the whole hog. They're going to survive this attack, it looks like. It's been pretty even, but EnVyUs should have the respawns.
I don't know. That res was used from Chris.
Yeah, the res came in. Forgot about that res. Self-destruct for Meta Athena as Mickey just tries to delay. They've started building the control percent, but now Taimu back again on the Winston. Saya player's still there.
Great
There's
charge.
a charge. Changsik takes him out, and Harry Hook getting a huge amount of kills though with this tac visor. There's the defense that they were looking for.
That was
close call,
incredibly close for Envy. They didn't end up getting a single point, actually, as Meta Athena starts switching up.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it's all about, right? Is at the end of the day, Meta Athena not getting a single tick on that control meter, and EnVyUs in a situation where they can get a little bit more stable of a defense going now.
I like Chris switching to the Zenyatta. He sees the Winston coming in and realizes, hey, they're going to be playing with a lot of very forward-facing tanks. We can chunk them out here. Saya player on that Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nice benefits with the Zenyatta on point here, too. Obviously, the Discord Orb is great. You can cover your diving heroes a little bit better, too, with the Harmony Orb. And you can handle the respawns with this card a lot easier as well. Not to mention you build your ult a lot faster than Lucio, too.
Changsik looking for a chance to Earth Shatter now.
Ooh, that is dangerous. He's going to go for the charge as he gets a bit low. Getting some health back now. Hit with his own, or with his opponent's Earth Shatter there. As Meta Athena just tries to grind through this point. Coco very low. Hoon has the nano boost, but not really finding a time to use it. Yeah, this attack You know, perhaps one of the more scattered attacks we've seen from Meta Athena didn't look that great. And it doesn't look like they're going to get to turn it into anything.
Finisher there as Hood finds himself alone on the flank, nearly making his way back up to the Graviton Surge with the help of the Nano Boost, but not there just yet. Chipside had to use his onto Harry Hook, though, as part of that defense. Tac Visor up now, and they need to get that self-destruct out from Mickey before they can really commit to a kill on this point. He'll just be bouncing his way across the landscape.
Yep, giving himself a little bit of shield damage to get healed back up for a bit more ult charge. Chris getting pretty close to that Transcendence now.
Unfortunately, you can't get ult charge from self-damage. Otherwise...
No. I'm saying that he gets healed and his allies get ult charge on their healing.
Yeah, you can't do that, otherwise people would just kill themselves all the time.
Anyway, Science, it's a kill on Nahoon. This Transcendence is a little bit late, though. Have they won the fight enough? They're getting a lot of control percent built up here. Saya player with the Tac Visor. He's going to get knocked out by Taimu. Maybe they can turn this one around. Mickey had the Nano Boost, but he did not last very long to use it. Libero finally gets a kill with the left hook. And Meta Athena still sitting on the point right now, less than one tick away from winning this best of 5. They're so close. Chonksik finally gets a kill on Coco, and that may be it. Internet Hulk, the only one left. Now Chips comes back in, but he's only the Ana. He can't do it by himself. And that may be about it. Chips stayed alive a lot longer than I thought he would, actually. And now the Diva comes back in, the Winston comes back in. There's the self-destruct, but it's not enough. And Meta Athena will 3-0 EnVyUs.
So impressive. The self-destruct just not coming out on the end of that push. They needed that in order to defend. And so now we see, wow, I can't believe it. Envy is going to go down into second place in this group. And against all odds, Meta Athena has completed a 19-match best-of-5 win streak that continues into the quarterfinals.
What an insane run for these guys, and just what a story to come out of Challenger, just dominate the Challenger League. Now they're dominating the main league. Who's going to stop these guys?
Impressive to say the least. Envy definitely shakier time this season in this particular meta, but Meta Athena, they came in playing 4 tank. Okay, that looked like it was a bit old hat, but then they changed things up in this series. They start to diversify their strategies, and damn, they look good. Hard luck in that first match on Ilios on Ruins, but they just rolled since that point.
Yep. Wow. Very impressive from these guys, and no doubt very disappointing for EnVyUs. They just straight up got beat.
Yeah, that's...
What can you say?
That's really tough for Envy. Fortunately, their road does not end here, but they will find themselves at a lower seed and in a potentially difficult encounter with some of the first place seeds from other groups.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to playoffs at this point. It is that double elimination kind of dual tournament style format, so they've got a very good chance of moving on. Certainly still looking like one of the better teams in this league, but how exciting to have a team like Meta Athena come up and look so good towards the end of the season here.
Yeah, definitely. Could be an instance of a Royal Road. First in Overwatch, for sure. First time it's been possible.